Hey there, fellow adventurers. Ready to explore the sunny city of San Diego? Buckle up those flip-flops and slap on some sunscreen. San Diego. It's not just a city, it's a vibe. The sun always shines, the beer flows, and the people are laid back. Get ready to discover the hidden gems and iconic spots. Let's get this show on the road. First up, we're hitting up Balboa Park. Now, when they say park, they ain't kidding. This place is massive. We're talking bigger than Disneyland, bigger than my ego after a successful show. You could spend a week here and still not see everything. There are museums galore, gardens that would make your grandma jealous, and even a freaking zoo. Speaking of which, more on that later. But seriously, Balboa Park has something for everyone. Art lover? Check. History buff? Check. Guy who just wants to lay under a tree and avoid his responsibilities? Double check. So pack a lunch, grab your walking shoes, and get ready to experience Balboa Park in all its glory. Just, maybe skip the Segway. I don't want to be responsible for any tourist on Segway accidents. Now, let's talk museums. Balboa Park is like the Louvre's cooler, more laid-back cousin. You've got your art museums, your science museums, even an air and space museum. Want to learn about the history of photography? Balboa Park's got you covered. Want to see some dinosaur bones? Boom, Balboa Park. Want to learn how to make the perfect San Diego burrito? Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the idea. And the best part? You can actually afford to go inside these museums. Unlike, say, a certain museum in New York that rhymes with schmetropolitan. Seriously, those ticket prices are highway robbery. So ditch the overpriced tourist traps and head to Balboa Park for a dose of culture that won't break the bank. You'll thank me later. Welcome to the San Diego Zoo, home to more animals than a Kardashian Christmas card. And trust me, these are way more interesting. Over 3,700 animals from all corners of the globe. Meet the stars of the show, the giant pandas. These cuddly bears are the zoo's biggest attraction. See these fluffy ambassadors without a 12-hour flight and a visa. Now I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, zoos are sad. Animals should be free. And normally I'd agree with you. But the San Diego Zoo is different. They're all about conservation and education. These animals are treated like royalty. They've got spacious habitats, top-notch veterinary care, and all the bamboo they can eat. It's basically a 5-star hotel for animals. And honestly, I'm a little jealous. Plus, the zoo is constantly working to protect endangered species and their habitats. They're like the superheroes of the animal kingdom, only instead of capes, they wear khaki shorts and those funny-looking hats. So, when you visit the San Diego Zoo, you're not just seeing animals, you're supporting a good cause. And that's something we can all feel good about, even Guillermo. All right, we're moving on from the animal kingdom to something even wilder, the U.S. Navy. Just kidding. The USS Midway Museum is actually incredibly cool. You don't need to be a history buff to enjoy this place. Over 60 exhibits and 29 restored aircraft. Climb into cockpits, walk the flight deck, and pretend you're Maverick. Who hasn't fantasized about landing a fighter jet? Whether you're a history nerd or just looking for fun, the USS Midway Museum is a must-see. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, museums are boring. I'd rather be at the beach. First of all, how dare you? The USS Midway Museum is right on the waterfront. You can practically smell the salt air while you're exploring the ship. Plus, they have a fantastic gift shop. And hey, if you get hungry, they have a cafe on board. The USS Midway Museum is an experience you won't soon forget. Next up, we're heading north to La Hoya Cove, one of the most beautiful spots in all of Southern California. And you know what makes it even more beautiful? Seals. That's right, folks. La Jolla Cove is home to a colony of harbor seals, and they are the real stars of the show. Forget the fancy houses and the ocean views. These seals are living the life. They spend their days sunbathing on the rocks, swimming in the crystal clear water, and barking at tourists. You know, typical celebrity stuff. But hey, who can blame them? They've got it made. So, if you're looking for a dose of cuteness overload, head on down to La Jolla Cove. Just be sure to keep a safe distance from the seals. They may look cuddly, but they're still wild animals. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, I'm not driving all the way to La Jolla just to see some seals. Okay, first of all, rude. Second of all, La Jolla Cove has so much more to offer. The scenery is breathtaking. Dramatic cliffs, turquoise waters, and lush greenery. You can go kayaking, snorkeling, or even scuba diving. Just watch out for those seals. They might try to steal your flippers. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to take a trip back in time. No, we're not using a DeLorean, we're going to Oldtown San Diego. This place is like a living museum where you can experience what life was like in San Diego during the Mexican and early American periods. They've got historic buildings, museums, shops, and restaurants, all designed to transport you back to the 19th century. Just try to avoid making eye contact with the people dressed in period costumes. They might try to recruit you for a reenactment of the Mexican-American War. And trust me, you don't want to be on the losing side of that one. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, I'm not going to Old Town, it's just a tourist trap. Okay, yes, it's a tourist trap, but it's a fun one. Delicious Mexican food, refreshing margaritas, and unique souvenirs. From sombreros to serapes, and even tequila. Just pace yourself, you don't want to enlist in the Mexican Army. Oldtown San Diego. A fun, festive, and slightly cheesy trip back in time. Just try not to get lost in the past. We need you back here in the present. All right, buckle up, folks, because we're heading to the Gaslamp Quarter. This isn't your grandma's knitting circle, let me tell you. They call it the Gaslamp Quarter, but they should call it the Get Your Party On Quarter. This place is like Vegas's cooler, younger cousin who actually remembers your birthday. We're talking Victorian architecture, trendy boutiques, and enough bars and clubs to make your head spin faster than a roulette wheel. And speaking of spinning, you're going to want to pack your dancing shoes. Whether you're into salsa, swing, or just swaying awkwardly to the music, there's a spot for you here. Just try not to trip over a celebrity on the way to the dance floor. It happens more often than you'd think. Now, don't let the trendy facade fool ya. The Gaslamp Quarter has some stories to tell. Back in the day, this place was wilder than a bachelorette party. We're talking saloons, gambling dens, the works. They say the ghosts of those wild times still linger. Today, the Gaslamp Quarter is a perfect blend of old and new. You can grab a craft cocktail in a restored Victorian building. So, whether you're a history buff or a party animal, the Gaslamp Quarter is the place to be. Okay, history buffs, this one's for you. We're heading to Cabrio National Monument, home to breathtaking views and even more breathtakingly old stuff. We're talking 1542 old folks. You see, back in the day, when phones were still made of rocks and Instagram influencers were just called town criers, a guy named Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo showed up on these shores. He was like the Christopher Columbus of California, but hopefully with better PR. Cabrillo claimed the land for Spain, which is basically like calling dibs on a continent. And let me tell you, this was a pretty sweet dibs to call. I mean, have you seen the weather here? It's like Mother Nature is giving California a permanent hug. Now, this place isn't just about ancient history. You can explore the Old Point Loma Lighthouse, which is way cooler than that nightlight you had as a kid. We're talking a beacon of hope for sailors, a navigational marvel, and a pretty sweet selfie spot. And if you're lucky, you might even spot some whales migrating. It's like a real-life National Geographic special, but without the annoying narrator. Plus, no need for those fancy binoculars. Just borrow my dad's reading glasses, he won't even notice they're gone. So, whether you're a history enthusiast, a nature lover, or just looking for some killer ocean views, Cabrio National Monument has something for everyone. Just try not to trip over any historical artifacts. They're irreplaceable. And also, it's just embarrassing. All right, shopaholics, get your wallets ready because we're heading to Seaport Village. This place is basically a giant open-air mall, but with way better snacks and less judgmental salespeople. We're talking unique boutiques, artisan crafts, and enough souvenirs to fill a pirate ship. You can find everything from handmade jewelry to quirky home decor. It's like Etsy exploded, but in the best way possible. And once you've shopped till you dropped, it's time to eat till you pop. Seaport Village has got you covered with waterfront restaurants, cafes, and even a candy shop that'll make Willy Wonka jealous. But Seaport Village isn't just about shopping and eating, although those are two of my favorite activities. There's also live music, street performers, and even a carousel that's way more fun than it has any right to be. Plus, the views of the bay are pretty darn spectacular. You can watch the sailboats glide by, soak up the sunshine, and pretend you're on a luxurious vacation instead of watching this video at work. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. So, whether you're looking for the perfect souvenir, a delicious meal with a view, or just a fun day out with the family, Seaport Village is the place to be. Just try not to spend all your money in one place. Unless you're buying me something nice, then you have my permission to go wild. All right, we're moving on to number 9. This ain't your average beach, folks. This is Coronado Beach, where the sand is so fine, so pristine, so dazzlingly white. I'm serious, this sand is legendary. They say it's because of the unique mineral deposits. You could spend all day here building sandcastles, or just perfecting your tan. Don't forget the sunscreen. SPF 100, minimum. And if you're lucky, you might even spot a celebrity. Now, no trip to Coronado Beach is complete without a visit to the iconic Hotel del Coronado. This place is straight out of a postcard, or a dream, or maybe that one Eagles song. You know the one, Hotel California? Yeah, this place is rumored to be the inspiration behind that song. Though I'm not sure if you'll find any warm smell of colitas here. It's California, so probably. But even if you're not a rock and roll history buff, you gotta admit, this hotel is something else. It's like stepping back in time to a more glamorous era before sweatpants were considered acceptable attire. So put on your fanciest flip-flops, grab a drink at the bar, and imagine yourself as a character in a Fitzgerald novel. Or just enjoy the ocean view, whatever floats your boat. All right, baseball fans, this one's for you. Petco Park, home of the San Diego Padres. This ain't your average ballpark, folks. It's more like a baseball theme park. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just along for the ride, you'll have a good time. The stadium itself is beautiful, classic, retro feel with modern amenities, and the views, stunning. And then there's the food, gourmet grub, like fish tacos and craft beers. But the best part about Petco Park? The atmosphere. This place is electric, especially during a game. The fans are passionate, the energy is contagious, and you can't help but get caught up in the excitement. Plus, it's the only place in San Diego where you can yell at a bunch of grown men wearing pajamas and not get thrown out. It's therapeutic, really. And even if the Padres aren't playing, there's still plenty to do at Petco Park. They've got concerts, festivals, even yoga classes. That's right, yoga. You can work on your downward dog while overlooking the baseball diamond. It's very zen. So next time you're in San Diego, do yourself a favor and check out Petco Park. You won't regret it. Unless the Padres lose, then you might regret it a little. And there you have it, folks. The top 10 iconic landmarks of San Diego. From the sandy shores of Coronado Beach to the historic Gaslamp Quarter, this city's got it all. So pack your bags, grab your sunscreen, and get ready for an adventure of a lifetime. And hey, if you happen to bump into a certain late-night talk show host on your travels, tell him Jimmy sent you. He might even buy you a drink, or, more likely, he'll just make fun of your haircut. You never know with that guy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more fun travel guides. Thanks for watching.